My parents forced me to donate a kidney to my perfect brother at 19, then called me ungrateful for expecting him to stop drinking. 10 years later, he destroyed the kidney with alcohol, and now my mom is online calling me a murderer for refusing to donate part of my liver. My brother destroyed the kidney I gave him, and now my family is calling me a murderer because I won't give him part of my liver. I was 19 when my parents sat me down and told me my older brother needed a kidney transplant. He was 24 and had some genetic condition that was killing his kidneys. They didn't ask if I wanted to get tested. They told me I was getting tested. My mom actually said family takes care of family, and my dad said this is what good sisters do. I was a sophomore in college. I wanted to study abroad that semester. I had a scholarship and everything planned. But they made me come home and go through all the testing. When I matched, my mom cried and hugged me and said I was saving her baby boy. My brother didn't even thank me. He just nodded and said cool. The surgery was horrible. I was out of school for a whole semester. Lost my scholarship because I couldn't keep my grades up while recovering. My parents never offered to help with money. They were too busy taking care of my brother and his recovery. He got the big bedroom at home with the private bathroom so he could rest. I slept on the couch because they converted my old room into a home gym for his recovery exercises. Here's the part that made me lose it. 6 months after the transplant, I came home for Christmas and found beer bottles in his room. My mom laughed it off and said, "Oh, he's young, let him live a little." I asked the doctor who did our surgery if my brother should be drinking. The doctor looked horrified and said absolutely not. Alcohol could damage the kidney, especially this early in recovery. I told my parents. My dad called me jealous. Said I couldn't stand to see my brother happy and healthy. My mom said I was being dramatic and controlling. My brother told me to mind my own business, it was his body now. I moved across the country after I graduated. Didn't talk to them much. My brother's Facebook was full of party photos. Him holding bottles of whiskey. Him at bars. My mom would comment on every photo with heart emojis and my handsome boy. Last month I got a call from my dad. My brother is in kidney failure again. He drank so much over the past 10 years that he destroyed the kidney. Now he needs a liver transplant, and part of a liver can come from a living donor. They want me to do it. I said no. My mom started screaming at me on the phone. Called me selfish. Said I gave him one organ, so what's one more? My dad said they'd disown me if I let my brother die. I hung up. My brother sent me a long text saying he made mistakes but he's sober now and he deserves a second chance. I didn't respond. Then my mom made a Facebook post. She wrote this whole thing about how her daughter is refusing to save her son's life. How I donated a kidney before so clearly I can donate part of my liver now. How I'm willing to let my own brother die because I'm holding a grudge. She tagged me in it. My extended family started commenting. My aunt called me heartless. My cousin said I should be ashamed. Someone found my Instagram and sent me a message saying I'm a murderer. My mom gave them my contact info. I blocked everyone. But my husband thinks I should at least talk to them. He says my brother might actually be sober this time and people deserve second chances. I told him my brother already got his second chance when he got my kidney and he pissed it away. Literally. My coworker heard about it somehow, small world I guess, and said that even if my brother made bad choices, he's still my brother and I have the power to save his life. That it's different from refusing to donate to a stranger. But I'm so angry. I gave up my scholarship. My whole college experience got derailed. My parents never apologized for pressuring me or for dismissing my concerns when he started drinking. They never even paid me back for the medical bills I had because I was over 18 and insurance didn't cover everything. And my brother never once thanked me or took care of the gift I gave him. Now my mom is posting updates about how sick he is. How he's on dialysis and deteriorating. How her cruel daughter could save him but won't. She's getting hundreds of supportive comments from people who don't know the whole story. Some of her friends are sending me nasty messages. Part of me feels guilty. He's still my brother. But another part of me thinks, why should I go through another major surgery for someone who didn't respect the first sacrifice I made? Am I a butthole? So I posted a few days ago and honestly didn't expect it to blow up like that. The response was overwhelming. Thank you to everyone who told me I wasn't crazy for refusing. But I need to update because my family has completely lost their minds. The day after I posted, my dad showed up at my house. I have no idea how he got my address because I've been careful about keeping it private from them. My husband answered the door and my dad pushed past him. Just walked right into our living room and started yelling at me. He told me I was killing my brother. That I had his blood on my hands. That when my brother dies, it's my fault and I'll have to live with that forever. My husband tried to get him to leave but my dad wouldn't move. He kept saying, you're going to let your own brother die over some grudge about partying. I told him it wasn't about partying. It was about the fact that I gave up everything at 19 to save my brother's life and he destroyed my kidney with alcohol. That mom and dad encouraged him. That nobody ever apologized or even acknowledged what I went through. My dad said I was being dramatic. That the surgery was years ago and I need to get over it. That my brother made mistakes but he's different now. He pulled out his phone and showed me a video of my brother in a hospital bed, looking terrible, saying he was sorry and begging me to help him. I started crying. Not because I felt guilty but because I was so angry. My husband made my dad leave and threatened to call the police if he came back. 2 days later, my mom's Facebook campaign got worse. She posted a photo of my brother as a kid, healthy and smiling, next to a recent photo of him in the hospital with all these tubes. The caption said my daughter could save him but she values her anger more than his life. It got shared hundreds of times. People I went to high school with started commenting. People I haven't spoken to in a decade suddenly had opinions about my medical decisions. Someone made a TikTok about it. I'm not even on TikTok but my coworker's daughter saw it and told her. The video called me a monster and had like 30,000 views. My boss pulled me aside yesterday and asked if everything was okay because the office receptionist got a call from someone claiming to be my mother, asking for me to be given time off to do the right thing for her dying son. I was mortified. I explained the situation and my boss was understanding but I could tell she thought it was insane that my family was calling my workplace. Then last night my brother's girlfriend showed up. I didn't even know he had a girlfriend. She's 23, looks like she could be in college. She was crying on my doorstep, begging me to save him. Said they're planning to get married as soon as he's healthy. That she loves him and can't lose him. I asked her if she knew he destroyed his first kidney by drinking. She said yes but he's been sober for 4 months now. 4 months. I almost laughed. I told her that's great but it doesn't erase 10 years of him not giving a damn about the organ I gave him. She called me a selfish bitch and said she hopes I can live with myself when he dies. Then she spit at me. Actually spit. It didn't hit me but my husband saw it through the window and came outside. She ran to her car. My husband sat me down after that and said we need to talk. He thinks my family is harassing me and it's affecting my mental health. He's right. I can't sleep. I keep checking my phone expecting more messages. I deactivated my Facebook and Instagram but they're still finding ways to contact me. But here's the thing that really got me. My aunt, my mom's sister, sent me a long email. She said she remembers what happened 10 years ago. She remembers how my parents pressured me and how they ignored my concerns about my brother drinking. She said she tried to talk to my mom about it back then but my mom wouldn't listen. She told me I don't owe them anything. That what they're doing now is abusive. That I need to protect myself because my parents will destroy me to save my brother, just like they did before. She also said something that made my stomach drop. Apparently my brother's been lying about being sober. My aunt's son saw him at a bar 3 weeks ago. He was drunk and bragging about how his sister was going to give him a liver because family's family and she'll cave eventually. I don't know if that's true. My cousin could be lying or mistaken. But it sounds exactly like something my brother would do. I forwarded the email to my parents. Asked them point blank if my brother is actually sober or if this is just another manipulation. My mom responded within minutes, calling my aunt a liar and saying she's trying to turn me against them. She said my brother is dying and that's all that matters. That even if he had 1 drink 3 weeks ago, it doesn't change the fact that he needs help now. 1 drink. She admitted it like it was nothing. I'm done. I contacted a lawyer today to ask about harassment and what I can do if my family keeps showing up at my house or contacting my work. The lawyer said I have options but I should document everything first. My husband thinks I should move. Just pack up and go somewhere they can't find us. But I have a career here. Friends. A life. Why should I have to run? I feel like I'm going insane. Half the internet thinks I'm a murderer and the other half is telling me to stay strong. My family is acting like I'm the villain in this situation when all I did was refuse to have another major organ surgery for someone who never respected the first one. Am I really supposed to just keep giving pieces of myself to someone who throws them away? My brother died yesterday morning. I found out through Facebook. My mom posted a long memorial with photos of him as a kid, as a teenager, in the hospital. The caption said her precious son lost his battle because his sister chose hatred over love. I threw up. My husband found me on the bathroom floor an hour later, still holding my phone. I didn't kill him. I know I didn't. But my entire family is acting like I pulled the trigger myself. My mom's post has thousands of comments. People saying they hope I rot in hell. People saying they hope I need an organ someday and nobody helps me. Someone said they hope my future kids die so I know what it feels like. My dad left me a voicemail. He wasn't yelling. That's what made it worse. He just said very calmly that I'm dead to him. That I'm not welcome at the funeral. That if I show up, he'll have me removed. Then he said I hope you're happy now and hung up. I'm not happy. I feel sick and hollow and angry and I don't even know what else. My brother's girlfriend called me at 2 a.m. last night, screaming that I murdered him. That his death is on my hands. That she hopes I never have a moment of peace for the rest of my life. My husband grabbed the phone and blocked her number but I can still hear her voice in my head. The worst part is I keep thinking about that video my dad showed me. My brother in the hospital bed, looking awful, saying he was sorry. I keep wondering if he actually meant it. If he really was sober this time. If maybe I should have just done it. But then I remember my aunt's email. My cousin seeing him drunk at a bar 3 weeks ago. My mom admitting he had one drink like it was nothing. And I get angry all over again. My husband took the day off work to stay with me. He's being amazing, but I can tell he doesn't know what to say. What do you say to someone whose brother just died and whose entire family blames them for it? My aunt called this morning. She's the only one from my family who's reached out without blaming me. She said the funeral is Saturday and she understands if I don't go, but she wanted me to know the details anyway. She also said my mom is planning to give a eulogy about me. About how I let my brother die. How I valued my pride more than his life. I asked if my brother was actually sober. She didn't answer right away. Then she said he was trying. That he'd been in and out of AA meetings for the past few months but kept relapsing. That my mom knew but kept it quiet because she was afraid I'd use it as an excuse not to donate. So he wasn't sober. My mom lied. She made that whole campaign on Facebook knowing he was still drinking. She brought his girlfriend to my house to guilt me, knowing it was all bullshit. I'm not going to the funeral. I can't. My husband agrees. He says it will just be an ambush. That my family will use it as an opportunity to attack me in front of everyone. He's probably right. But I feel guilty for not going. He's still my brother. I grew up with him. We shared a bathroom for 15 years. He taught me how to ride a bike. And now he's dead and I'm not even going to his funeral. My coworker texted me condolences. Apparently it's all over social media now. My mom tagged me in the memorial post so everyone can see my name and profile. I've gotten hundreds of friend requests and messages from strangers. Most of them are hateful. Some are supportive, but it doesn't matter because the hateful ones are louder. I contacted the lawyer again. She said the online harassment might be actionable, but it's complicated because it's family and because there's technically free speech issues with my mom posting on her own page. She said the best thing I can do right now is stay offline and document everything in case it escalates further. It already feels pretty escalated. My husband's parents called. They've been following everything online apparently. His mom said she's sorry for what we're going through and if we need anything, just ask. It made me cry because it was the first kind thing anyone said to me in days that wasn't from my husband or my aunt. I keep playing it over in my head. What if I'd said yes? What if I'd just done the liver donation? He'd still be alive. My family wouldn't hate me. I wouldn't have strangers sending me death threats. But then what? Would he have taken care of the liver? Or would he have destroyed the two and come back in another 10 years asking for something else? When does it end? My husband said something last night that's been stuck in my head. He said my parents treated me like a spare parts bin. That they never saw me as a whole person with my own life and needs. That they only valued me for what I could give my brother. I think he's right. When I donated the kidney at 19, nobody asked if I wanted to. Nobody cared that I lost my scholarship or had to drop out for a semester or that I spent months recovering alone because they were too busy taking care of him. And now they're mad that I finally said no. My brother made his choices. He drank after the transplant even though he knew it would destroy the kidney. He kept drinking for 10 years. He lied about being sober so I'd feel pressured to donate again. Those were his choices, not mine. So why do I feel like I'm the one who did something wrong? My mom posted another update an hour ago. It's a photo of my brother's hospital bracelet and his death certificate. The caption says proof that my daughter's cruelty killed him. I reported the post but Facebook said it doesn't violate their community standards. I don't know what I'm supposed to do now. My brother is dead. My family hates me. The internet thinks I'm a monster. And I'm sitting here wondering if I made the right choice or if I'm actually the selfish person they all say I am. I went to the funeral. I know everyone told me not to. My husband begged me to stay home. But I couldn't stop thinking about my brother as a kid, teaching me to ride a bike, and I just needed to see him one last time. I needed closure or something. Biggest mistake of my life. My husband came with me. We sat in the very back row. I wore sunglasses inside like an idiot because my eyes were already red from crying all morning. The service started and I tried to keep my head down and just get through it. My mom's eulogy was worse than I imagined. She talked about what an amazing son my brother was. How he fought so hard to stay alive. How he wanted to get married and have kids and live a full life. Then she turned and looked directly at me. Said his name, then said but my daughter decided her comfort was more important than his life. People turned to stare. I wanted to disappear. My husband grabbed my hand so hard it hurt. She kept going. Talked about how I donated a kidney years ago and how that made my refusal now even more cruel. Said I gave him hope just to take it away. Said I could have saved him but chose not to because I was holding on to anger instead of love. Someone in the third row said shame on her loud enough for everyone to hear. After the eulogy, I tried to leave but my dad blocked the aisle. He didn't say anything. just stood there staring at me with this look of pure hatred. My husband had to physically move around him to get me out. We made it to the parking lot and my brother's girlfriend was there with a group of people I didn't recognize. She started screaming at me, calling me a murderer. Her friends joined in. One of them threw a drink at me. It hit my chest and soaked through my dress. My husband got me in the car and we left. I was shaking so hard I couldn't even cry. When we got home, my phone was blowing up. Someone filmed the whole thing. The eulogy, my dad blocking me, the parking lot confrontation. It's all over TikTok and Twitter. Millions of views. The comments are brutal. But that's not even the worst part. My aunt called 2 hours ago. She was crying so hard I could barely understand her. She said she needs to tell me something and she should have told me weeks ago, but she was scared. My brother wasn't on the transplant list. He applied 6 months ago but got rejected because of his history of alcohol abuse. The doctors didn't think he was a good candidate. He couldn't get a liver from a deceased donor because his behavior showed he wouldn't take care of it. My parents knew. They knew the whole time that even if I donated, the hospital might not approve the surgery. They were hoping I'd agree first and then they could pressure the doctors into making an exception because it was family. My aunt found out from my uncle who works in hospital administration in the same city. He saw the file. My brother was denied in August. My parents have been lying about him being on a waiting list this entire time. I don't even know what to feel. They put me through all of this knowing it might not even matter. They destroyed my reputation, turned my family against me, got strangers sending me death threats, all for a transplant that probably wouldn't have been approved anyway. And my brother. Did he know? Was he in on it? Or did my parents lie to him too? My aunt said there's more. She's scared to tell me over the phone. She wants to meet in person. She says it's about why my parents were so desperate for me to donate, and it has nothing to do with saving my brother. I don't understand what that means. What other reason could there be? My husband thinks it's about money. He thinks maybe my parents have some kind of financial stake in this. I told him that's crazy, but he pointed out that they've been acting insane this whole time, even for grieving parents. He thinks there's something we don't know. I'm supposed to meet my aunt tomorrow morning at a coffee shop an hour away from our house. She doesn't want to come here in case my parents are watching my place. She sounded paranoid on the phone, but honestly, after everything that's happened, I don't blame her. The funeral video is still spreading. I've had to lock down all my social media. Someone found my husband's LinkedIn and left comments about how he's married to a murderer. His boss called him today asking if everything was okay. This is destroying our lives. My brother is dead and somehow everything is getting worse instead of better. My mom posted again tonight. Another photo of my brother. The caption says she's planning a memorial fundraiser in his name and hopes certain people will have the decency to donate since they wouldn't donate what really mattered. I showed my husband and he said not to engage. That my family is trying to provoke me into responding so they can make me look worse. He's probably right, but it's so hard to just sit here and take it. I keep thinking about what my aunt said. About how there's another reason my parents wanted me to donate. What could that possibly mean? What am I missing? Part of me doesn't want to know. Part of me wants to just move away and pretend none of this ever happened. But I can't. Not now. Not when there's apparently more to this story that I don't know. My husband is scared about tomorrow. He wants to come with me to meet my aunt, but she specifically said to come alone. She thinks my parents have people watching and if my husband comes it'll be too obvious. I told him that sounds insane, but he reminded me that my dad somehow found our address even though we've been careful. That my brother's girlfriend showed up at our house. That someone called my workplace. He said my family has been tracking me somehow and we need to take this seriously. I don't know what to think anymore. My brother is dead. My family hates me. And apparently there's some secret reason behind all of this that I'm about to find out tomorrow. I met with my aunt yesterday. What she told me made everything make sense in the worst possible way. My parents have a life insurance policy on my brother. $2 million. They took it out when he was 18, before his kidney disease was diagnosed. The policy pays out for death from organ failure. But here's the thing. If they had pushed him to get sober, if they had actually parented him and made him stop drinking, he might have qualified for the transplant list legitimately. He might have gotten a deceased donor liver. He might have lived. They didn't want that. They wanted him to stay sick enough to die but not so sick that it looked suspicious. They needed me to refuse the donation so they could play the grieving parents whose daughter let their son die. It makes them sympathetic. It takes suspicion off them. My aunt said she started getting suspicious months ago when my mom kept posting about my brother's health but never actually pushed him to get treatment. When she talked about how sick he was but then post photos of family dinners where he had wine glasses in front of him. She confronted my mom 2 weeks before my brother died. My mom didn't deny it. She said they'd sacrificed everything for both their kids and they deserved something back. That the insurance money was just evening things out after years of medical bills. My brother didn't know. My aunt is sure of that. He thought he was on the transplant list. He thought I was his only hope. My parents let him believe that so he'd be desperate enough to make those videos begging me to help him. They killed him. Not me. Them. I went to the police yesterday with my aunt. We filed a report. The detective said it's complicated because proving they intentionally let him die is nearly impossible. They can investigate the insurance policy and the medical records, but it might not lead anywhere. I don't care. I needed someone official to know the truth. My aunt also told me she's going to post everything on Facebook. Every detail about the insurance policy, about my brother not being on the transplant list, about my parents lying. She said my reputation has been destroyed and the only way to fix it is to tell the truth publicly. I told her not to. I told her it won't change anything. The people who think I'm a murderer will just say I'm making excuses. But she said she's doing it anyway because it's the right thing to do. She posted it this morning. It's already been shared hundreds of times. My mom's friends are calling her a liar. Some people are saying it makes sense now. The comments are a mess. My mom called me an hour ago. First time I've heard her voice since the funeral. She was screaming about how my aunt is a liar, how I put her up to this, how I'm trying to destroy their grief. I didn't say anything. Just let her scream until she ran out of words. Then I hung up. My dad left a voicemail. He said if I don't stop spreading lies, they'll sue me for defamation. Their lawyer apparently already sent my aunt a cease and desist letter. She told them to go ahead and sue because discovery would be very interesting. I don't know what happens next. Maybe nothing. Maybe the police investigation goes nowhere and my parents get their $2 million and live happily ever after. Maybe some people believe my aunt's post and some don't, and I'm still the villain in half the internet's eyes. But I know the truth now. I know I didn't kill my brother. My parents did. They chose money over their son's life and then blamed me for it. My husband and I are moving. We already started packing. We're going to a different state, somewhere my family can't find us. New jobs, new house, new life. I'm done with all of it. I thought about going to my brother's grave before we leave. Saying goodbye properly. Telling him I'm sorry his parents were monsters and that he deserved better. But I don't think I can handle it yet. Maybe someday. My aunt is the only family member I'm staying in contact with. She said my uncle confirmed that the hospital flagged my brother's case months ago because his family kept bringing him food and drinks that weren't approved for his diet. The staff noted that the family seemed more interested in documenting his decline than helping him recover. It was all planned. All of it. The funeral video is still circulating, but my aunt's post is gaining traction too. Some of the people who called me a murderer are deleting their comments. Some are doubling down. I've stopped reading them. My brother's girlfriend posted yesterday saying she didn't know about any of this and she's horrified. She apologized for throwing the drink at me and for the things she said. I haven't responded. I don't have anything to say to her. The memorial fundraiser my mom was planning got canceled. Apparently too many people started asking questions about where the money was actually going. My aunt said my mom is furious and blaming me for ruining it. Good. I hope every single plan they had falls apart. I've been in therapy twice a week since my brother died. My therapist says I'm processing trauma and grief at the same time, which is why everything feels so heavy. She says it's okay to be angry. That anger is appropriate when people you trusted betray you this badly. I'm angry. I'm so angry I can barely breathe sometimes. But I'm also relieved. Relieved that I know the truth. Relieved that I didn't give them what they wanted. Relieved that I'm getting away from them. My husband asked me last night if I think my brother would forgive me for not donating. I said I think my brother would forgive me for a lot of things if he knew what our parents did. I think he'd be more angry at them than at me. I hope he would anyway. We leave in 3 days. I've blocked my parents on everything. Changed my phone number. My aunt is the only one who has it. She said my mom is telling everyone I've abandoned the family in their time of grief. That I'm running away because I'm guilty. Let them think that. I know what really happened. That's enough.